So we're gonna start talking about Africa.
Bro, King Gaizu said it himself. He loved the slave trade. He couldn't believe that the British were trying to end the slave trade. He literally said himself that the slave trade is the ruling principle of my people. Okay? He loved seeing his enemy reduced to slavery. The African states one of them made over 200,000 pounds a year selling people into slavery. They would grab up different people. They would have raiding parties. They would grab them up. They would chain them. They would bring them off to the coast. The Europeans would give them guns. They would trade with them, and they would sell off those slaves to the Europeans. And started chasing Negroes in the actual continent. That's not ever what happened. That's what
he said. You guys act like Europeans do that.
Ask Angola and Ghana and Congo for reparations as well. Whenever you ask them for reparations, you can come back here and ask us for reparations, which we're not going to give you.
So earlier he said, like, he put it. You can kind of, he implies what he means right there, but he said it plainly earlier, just in case you don't understand yet. What he's saying is, like, well, you guys, you're calling, if you want reparations for things, you know, that the aggressor did and that sort of thing, you're trying to, like, pay back. And again, he implied it there when he was talking about, well, look, they're in Angola and all these other African tribes, they conquered these people and then sold those people that they conquered into slavery. That's not what reparations are for. It's not like, this is how all these conservatives, it is the fundamental flaw in the way they think about reparations, where it's like, they think that for the reason that they exist is like, well, we're trying to make up for us being mean. Like, these people were mean to you, and you got to pay them back for that. That's not it at all. That, I mean, it was past, those are past generations. There may be idiot leftists who go around and spew that because they, like, just, you know, that's their social group, and they're just trying to find reasons to support this stupid ass claim, which is exactly what conservatives do too. It's just what people do. But people that actually follow this shit and actually know what the hell they're talking about, the reparations are not to just pay someone back for shit and just, well, I deserve it because your ancestors were mean to my ancestors. That's not it. The reason is because there are actual disadvantages that are rooted in these historic, you know, events. For example, Jim Crow and redlining. And I made a video on this before, but it concentrated people into poor areas. And by the way, a large percentage, like 40% or something like that, of the wealth that you accumulate over the course of your life, for most people, most Americans, is through what? Through, like, property, and I won't just say houses, but property, that sort of thing, inheritance. And so whenever white people have had centuries to build their families, to build up all of this wealth, and not only did they have the opportunity to build the wealth, but they had, like, increased opportunity and favorability by the rest of the society during that time, and they just keep building wealth, building wealth, building wealth, while black people on average, and, you know, mostly, where, and it really back then, but I'm saying, like, in terms of the people affected by it, and actually most black people are affected by it, but there are, like, people who escape, and so those, I understand that, but, you know, they are concentrated into these poor areas, and that is why, it is because of these historic things. That is why it's not fair. That's what it is. It's not like, well, it was bad what you did, and then so I need to make up for that. That's not it. It's unfair. It's not. They were oppressed, and now their livelihood is worse because of things that America did to them. So since America did that to them, you know, that's how, and by the way, that I just realized the way I said that makes it sound like, yeah, we're saying America needs to pay them back. But what I mean by that is there were policies that created their worst conditions and their worst situations. We need to reverse that. It's not like a moral thing. It's not that. It is like a fairness thing. They deserve to have the same amount of opportunity. And aren't you going to say, America's the land of opportunity? You can go to school and that sort of thing. Black schools are underfunded. Why? Because of these historic things that I'm talking about. So they have the same opportunity, but it's an inferior product across the board. That goes for healthcare. That goes for everything. That goes for standard of living. That goes for all of it. Because of historic events. That is why. I use the classic like race example. So just imagine, like, we'll just say two people in a race, and, you know, one's black and one's white. We'll just do that for simplicity's and for following along's sake. So the referee tells the white person, okay, go, and you give him like a 1 minute head start, and then the referee says, all right, black person, now you get to go. And now these guys, they're running just the same, right? But one had a massive head start. The white person had a massive head start. And the way these people are looking at this is they're saying like, well, you're trying to like punish the white person now. Like you want the white person to stop in his tracks. Stop right there, and then let the black person like just give all the time, give all, which is resources in this analogy, to the black person. And that's not it. We're just saying like it's not to punish the white person, but the referee does need to step in and be like, well, hold up, we gave this dude a massive advantage. Let's, I don't know, give the black person faster running shoes, or something like that. I don't know, maybe, anyway, you get what I'm trying to say, something like that. Let's give this dude some like Gatorade or something. I don't know. That's what it is, and hopefully we'll make up for that, and maybe not instantly, maybe not even ever, but try and at least lessen the gap between the two. So that's what it is. That's what the reason. It's like, it's not fair. It's not to punish the white dude. It's because it is literally, we gave this guy a massive head start, and we're trying to pretend like this is somehow equal when it's not.